I'm sorry if you're not learning anything, but maybe you're learning from me that I'm not very organized, and that's okay. That's okay. All right. So it's been a while. It's been a while since done one, but what you'll be seeing is we are working on some stylized characters. Well, I want to start off with just like rough sketches because I want to do something fun and I want to just sort of get back into the groove of things. And so we can do quick studies. So we can do like quick timed sketches. That way we can, keep track. So we can start off with like 1 minute. But we can also we can start off with stretches. So this is a stretch that I pretty much learned from a TikTok, and ever since then I've been doing every day, and it has worked wonders because I eventually started developing carpal tunnel symptoms, and doing this helped. And if I can still find the video, I'll link it. It's made a definite improvement. All of the pictures that you see are taken from photo books, but maybe it would be best to just kind of show you what we're working with. Yeah. So what I did was I took the photo books and I went through each page that I found interesting for all the photo references. And so all of these are different idols, celebrities, and high quality images. So first off, we're gonna do a 1 minute sketch, and then I'm gonna time it. And once the timer goes off, we'll stop, and then we'll come back. Wait, 1 hour? I'm so sorry. Okay, nope. Whoops! I didn't mean to do 1 hour. I meant to do 1 minute. I didn't mean 1 hour. You don't know. This is supposed to be a quick one. I'm sorry. Okay, timer starts. 1 minute timer starts now. All right, so very quick, you just want to establish the pose and like the way the body is just sort of laid out, and just work very fast. Don't worry about it being perfect, and not get caught up in all the details, cuz it's easy to get caught up in all the details. Bigger picture, which is why it's easier for me to do that when I'm zoomed out. And so this is why it's just easier for me to be zoomed out. And so that's it. And so that's 1 minute. And so we're gonna choose the next pose. You can choose any pose that you like, really. And again, if you don't have photo books, you could honestly find them cheap online. It could, but if you don't have the money, obviously Pinterest is a good place. Pinterest has good high res images, but if you do happen to have them, they're a great resource. And so we'll start again. 1 minute timer starting now. So we're just gonna choose one, and I chose one. All right, let's do it. So normally I try to not worry about the cleanliness. I just try to remember that, it's supposed to be a fun and learning exercise, But again, like, I have the bad habit of Control Z. But you know what? Again, like, don't be too hard on yourself. It's a learning process and it's not easy. So you want to give yourself room to make mistakes and get comfortable, And so again, you work with big shapes because big shapes, it just helps you understand the bigger picture. And so that's 1 minute. That's 1 minute, and I didn't even get the face, I didn't even get the clothes, but the bigger picture is the weight of the body is slanted towards one side. So the one side has all the weight, the other side does not, because one side is carrying the weight. Understanding the weight and volume that a drawing can carry will make your character stand out more. It won't be a stiff drawing. And so this time, what we're going to do is we're going to do another 1 minute. And this time, we're not going to do a full body. We're just going to do like a torso up to the face. And so it'll be a little bit less intimidating. 1 minute timer starting now. So get the face, be okay with it not looking perfect. And that's okay. So then the neck. It's good to do many bad drawings before you do the good one, because it teaches you to be okay with making rough sketches, and making rough sketches is a part of being okay with rough drawings, like not looking great, because it's part of the process. And then the eyes, I do like quick almond eyes, and again, it's a rough drawing, and especially if it's 1 minute, it's not meant to be perfect. But use big strokes. Be okay with it not looking perfect, but be confident. Be okay with it, and that's how you'll get clean lines. Is just from practicing. So as you can see, pretty much I drew the torso. I didn't draw the torso. I pretty much just drew the head and neck, because that's what I got to, because here I am cleaning up. But for, when you're doing it yourself, it's good to just use your whole arm to draw, and don't rely on just your wrist, because that prevents clean lines, clean confident lines. And I think that's a part of learning. Drawing for 13 years, I've learned a few things, but I also just feel like I am still learning. They've all come out not bad at all, and that's a part of it. You gotta be okay with everything not looking pretty and clean. Like, she doesn't even have eyebrows. I didn't even draw eyebrows, but again, it's like you do what you can, and if you didn't get to some things, that's okay. It's part of warming up. And okay, so 1 minute timer starting now. Again, big strokes is important. Don't worry about like all the details of the clothes. You want to get the bigger picture, which is the line of action and the posing. Like, it's okay if it doesn't look good. And so I'm working my way up from top to bottom, and then the hands just kind of, they're the last thing for me, honestly, because it can be very intimidating, but I just do very general shapes. Like, varying general shapes, I don't know. But, like, doesn't have to look good. Just has to be somewhat resemblance. It doesn't have to look good. It's a warm up again, and so that's the purpose of it being a warm up. Doesn't have to look good, but these 1 minute sketches, in my opinion, helps you understand the bigger picture. So you see, like, when you're doing it over and over again, when you're making these short hand drawings, when you're not worrying about the details and you're not worrying about the color, you're just working up with large shapes and trying to capture them in as little time as possible. Because if you don't try to focus on the details, if you're under a time crunch, you kind of waste time just zoomed in and like scribbling. And we're gonna start the 1 minute timer right now. All right. So she's twiddling her hair, and so her head starts here, and then her her torso is just a little bit out, is like slanted but facing outwards, and her back leg is carrying all of the weight. So we're doing that and then making sure we're capturing that. And so again, it's not meant to look, accurate. And so I think, the bigger picture is understanding that even if it doesn't look good, it's all about practicing and getting comfortable with making bad drawings. So with each one, as I went through, most of the weight was in their arm. It would look more like she's leaning and all the weight is on her shoulder. And with this one, I think if I were to like put the torso up more and then tilt the head a little bit, hip on the side of the hip, because she's leaning on her hip and that's where all the weight is. And so that just focusing on the keeping in mind the consistency and the weight and the volume of like the arms, you just sort of get comfortable finding what works for you. Like nothing is gonna work for everybody, but finding what works for you is why this is important. But the girl, this one, with just the torso up with the face, it turned out not too bad. That I forgot to draw in the eyebrows, so that's another thing. Eyebrows show the add to the expressiveness of the character. Just gotta be okay with making bad sketches. But this, I really like this. The crossed leg and leaning forward either. And the last one, I really like how the last one turned out. Regardless, But I think I captured it. I just feel like it could have been a little bit better, but for what it's worth, I think we did a pretty good job. I'm happy with it. There are a lot of things that I want to do more, but this is a good starting point. We'll start the timer for 5 minutes and then 2, 1, and start. So the first thing that I like to do is again choose one that I like, and so what I'm gonna do is select oh my god, I'm blinking so bad. I'm so sorry. Okay, I like this one. So she's kneeling. She's kneeling. I'm just like, what I suck at? I am indecisive, and that is like such a bad thing. Like you just gotta go with it. You just gotta make up your mind and just go with it, because otherwise you just waste time like I just did, and you don't want that. And so she has fluffy hair. She has it's tucked around her ear and it circles back. All right, cool. And then dress. This is what I like to do. And then, but we'll waste time, and that's okay. Oh, we got how much more time? We got 2.5 minutes. Stress. Okay, it's fine. So this is what happens when you don't do these often. You're too concerned about how things will look, but you know what? You haven't done this for a while. The dress has a lot of frills, so we're gonna indicate the leg first. And so the leg, she's wearing boots. So the boots go up to her kind of like, not thigh, her calves. It goes up to her calves. And so you just indicate like little frills, and I don't know what to call this. I'm sorry if you're not learning anything, but maybe you're learning from me that I'm not very organized, and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay, because you know what? all a part of being an artist. And so again, the hair is parted to one side. It's very curly. It's very curly, and again, I'm just kind of looking at it from afar, so I can't really see a whole lot. It's tucked behind her ear. The ear would be here, and then it's tucked behind her ear, and then it wraps around her neck, which drapes over the other side. And then that's it. So, and this is what happens when you literally can't decide, and you waste like a minute and a half trying to figure out which one you want to go with, and stress. Oh my god. Kind of hard to see it, but now that we zoom in, there's a lot of things that I got wrong, but like, proportion wise, it's a little bit incorrect, but it's okay because we're learning. Number 2, I got caught up in too much of the detail again because I literally made 2 layers instead of just sticking to one, and that took like 2 minutes of my time, which only gave me a minute to finalize everything. And then number 3, you're not concerned about all the details, you're just trying to capture the general shape even if it's not correct. You're just trying to work faster so that you're not caught up in like all the little details that no one will see when you're zoomed all the way in. But on the other hand, we've learned a lot, and this one I really like this reference. I really like those types of poses where you're just like, you're what do you call it? You're slouched over your knees and you're like hugging. I don't know. I kind of like that pose. But I struggle with foreshortening when it comes to those types of poses. But I'm learning. And I think, it's a good starting point. And I've learned a lot about myself, and I hope that you learned a lot about yourself as well if you drew along. Again, sorry if none of it was helpful, but if it was, I'm glad it was helpful. And I hope you enjoyed watching. And thank you so much, because I'm still trying to get back on track of doing things like this, because I think it motivates me to do more art, and that is important. As an artist, I want to keep drawing. Even drawing for 13 years, it's not enough. Almost 14 years at this point. But you know what? It's a starting point. And on that note, I hope to do more of this. So if you want to see more, let me know. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. And thank you so much for watching. So appreciate it, and I hope that you learned something or took something, you learned something new. If you didn't, that's okay, because sometimes that's part of life. You just gotta keep trying. Even if you didn't learn anything, the fact is that the thought that counts. It's a thought that counts, because if you even think about wanting to do it, that's a good starting point. And then if you want to do it, if you actually do it, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And peace out, Girl Scout.